The air within the towering walls of Black Ridge Penitentiary was thick with tension, a palpable current that crackled like static across the prison grounds. Warden Samuel Colton, a man with a stoic demeanor and a ruthless reputation, ruled over the maximum security facility with an iron fist. But power, it seemed, was never enough for Colton. Hidden beneath the stern lines of his face was a hunger for control that bordered on obsession. One fateful night, when the prison was cloaked in darkness, Colton found himself at the edge of despair. A surge in violence among the inmates had pushed the prison to the brink of chaos, and the warden's authority teetered on the precipice. That's when a mysterious figure, a cloaked entity with eyes that seemed to glow with an otherworldly light, appeared before Colton. "I can grant you the dominion you seek, Warden," the figure hissed, its voice echoing through the cold corridors of the prison. Desperation clouded Colton's judgment, and without a second thought, he struck a deal with the enigmatic entity. In exchange for power and control over the inmates, Colton agreed to open a portal to the spirit realm, allowing the supernatural forces to flow into Black Ridge Penitentiary. Unbeknownst to the warden, the consequences of his pact were far more sinister than he could have imagined. As the deal was sealed, an ethereal gateway crackled into existence within the heart of the prison. Shadows danced along the cold, damp walls as malevolent entities, drawn to the newfound portal, began to slip through the veil between worlds. The first signs of the unholy alliance manifested as strange occurrences within the prison. Whispers echoed through the cells, chilling the blood of even the most hardened inmates. Unearthly howls reverberated through the corridors, causing the bravest among the prison guards to second-guess their sanity. Colton, however, reveled in his newfound authority. The inmates, once rebellious and defiant, now cowered in fear before his commands. The prison seemed to bend to his will, but little did he know that the malevolent entities he had unleashed hungered for more than just dominance over mortal souls. Within days, demonic manifestations became a common sight. Nightmares clawed their way into reality as twisted apparitions haunted both staff and inmates alike. Unearthly cries echoed in the dead of night, sending shivers down the spines of those who dared to roam the dimly lit halls. Yet, amidst the chaos, a group of prisoners began to notice peculiar changes within themselves. Each possessed a unique supernatural ability that set them apart from their peers. As if touched by the same dark forces that now plagued the prison, they sensed a connection to the malevolent entities that roamed the halls. Word spread among the inmates, and the group slowly formed an uneasy alliance, bound together by the shared awareness of the supernatural. As they delved deeper into the mysteries unfolding within Black Ridge Penitentiary, the prisoners understood that they had unwittingly become pawns in a game that transcended the boundaries of the living and the dead. Now, armed with their newfound abilities, they faced a choice: succumb to the darkness or confront the entity that lurked in the shadows, threatening to consume them all. As the malevolent forces tightened their grip on Black Ridge Penitentiary, the group of prisoners with supernatural abilities found themselves drawn together by an invisible thread, each member uniquely attuned to the growing darkness. In the heart of the prison, hidden away from the prying eyes of both inmates and guards, they convened in secret. Among them was Victor Stone, a former illusionist whose ability to manipulate perception had taken an ominous turn since the portal's opening. His once entertaining illusions now carried an unsettling aura, reflecting the dark energy that permeated the prison. Next to him stood Maria Ruiz, a woman with an uncanny ability to commune with spirits, her connection to the otherworldly becoming more potent with each passing day. The group also included David Mercer, a man who could manipulate shadows at will, finding solace in the inky depths as the prison descended into chaos. Rounding out the ensemble was Emma Harper, a former psychic medium whose powers had evolved into something far more enigmatic, enabling her to glimpse into the twisted dimension that lay just beyond the prison walls. As they shared their experiences, the prisoners realized that their abilities were intertwined with the malevolent entities. Unbeknownst to the head warden, the supernatural forces had inadvertently bestowed upon these prisoners the means to confront the darkness that threatened to consume them all. Distrust lingered among the group, a natural consequence of their incarcerated pasts, but the urgency of their predicament forged an unlikely alliance. United by the common goal of survival, they set out to unravel the mysteries surrounding Warden Colton's unholy pact and the dark entity that now held sway over the prison. Their journey led them through the labyrinthine corridors, where the air seemed to hum with malevolent energy. They encountered apparitions, twisted reflections of tormented souls that once inhabited Black Ridge Penitentiary. The group soon realized that the prison itself had become a nightmarish realm, a convergence of the living and the dead. The malevolent forces, aware of the prisoners' growing resistance, unleashed demonic entities to thwart their progress. Shadows coalesced into nightmarish forms, stalking the group through the darkened halls. Unseen whispers echoed warnings and temptations, testing the resolve of the prisoners with each step they took. Amidst the chaos, the group stumbled upon clues that hinted at the true nature of the supernatural pact. Cryptic symbols adorned the prison walls, and ancient incantations were etched into the cold stone. It became clear that Warden Colton's deal with the cloaked entity had roots in a darker, more malevolent realm, and the prisoners understood that they held the key to undoing the veil that separated the two worlds. As they delved deeper into the nightmarish dimension within Black Ridge Penitentiary, the group faced not only external threats but the haunting echoes of their own pasts. The malevolent forces sought to exploit their vulnerabilities, forcing them to confront the sins and regrets that had led them to this ominous crossroads. In the shadowy depths of the prison, the group began to understand the gravity of their mission, not only to survive but to close the portal and banish the malevolent forces back to the spirit realm. With the gathering storm of darkness looming, the prisoners steeled themselves for a harrowing journey that would test the limits of their supernatural abilities and their resilience in the face of unspeakable horrors. The group of prisoners, bound by the eerie connection to the malevolent forces and armed with their supernatural abilities, pressed on through the haunting depths of Black Ridge Penitentiary. As they navigated the nightmarish corridors, shadows clung to the walls like sentient entities, whispering ancient secrets and unspeakable horrors. Victor Stone's illusions took on a life of their own, mirroring the twisted reality of the malevolent forces. Maria Ruiz, with her spectral connection, sensed the tortured souls trapped in the prison's twisted dimension, their anguished cries urging the group forward. David Mercer manipulated the shadows to shield the group from the demonic entities that lurked in the darkness, while Emma Harper's visions provided glimpses into the malevolent realm that threatened to spill into their own. With each step, the prisoners uncovered more about the nature of the Dark Pact. Cryptic messages hinted at the cloaked entity's insatiable hunger for power, and the consequences of Warden Colton's desperate bargain began to unravel before them. They realized that closing the portal wasn't just about survival, it was a desperate bid to prevent the malevolent forces from spreading their influence beyond the prison walls. As the group ventured deeper, they encountered manifestations of their own fears and regrets. The malevolent forces twisted the prison's haunted echoes, forcing the prisoners to confront the shadows of their pasts. Guilt and remorse clawed at them, threatening to unravel the fragile alliance that held them together. It became apparent that the malevolent entities fed on the vulnerabilities of the prisoners, exploiting their deepest fears and regrets to weaken their resolve. But the group, though haunted by their pasts, found strength in their shared struggle and the common goal that bound them, to close the portal and sever the connection between the worlds. In their quest, they discovered an ancient chamber hidden within the prison's depths. Symbols etched in blood adorned the walls, revealing a nexus of dark energy that pulsed with an otherworldly heartbeat. It was here that they encountered the remnants of the malevolent entity's influence, a spectral figure that taunted them with cryptic prophecies and veiled threats. "You cannot escape the shadows that bind you," the spectral entity hissed, its form shifting between moments of ethereal transparency and nightmarish solidity. "The pact is sealed, and your fates are entwined with the darkness." Undeterred, the prisoners confronted the entity, using their combined abilities to weaken its spectral form. In a moment of revelation, Emma Harper tapped into the ancient incantations etched into the chamber's walls, channeling a surge of energy that temporarily disrupted the malevolent entity's hold on the prison. But the victory was short-lived. The entity, wounded but not defeated, retreated into the shadows, leaving the group with a dire warning. The malevolent forces had grown stronger, and time was running out. The prisoners knew that they needed to delve even deeper into the prison's dark heart to confront the true source of the malevolence before it consumed them all. As they forged ahead, the boundaries between reality and the spirit realm blurred, and the prisoners faced a growing realization: the shadows they sought to confront were not just external entities but reflections of the darkness within themselves. To succeed in their quest, they would need to confront not only the malevolent forces that lurked in the prison's depths but also the demons that haunted their own souls. The prisoners, now united by a shared sense of purpose and the realization that their journey transcended the physical and spiritual, ventured deeper into the bowels of Black Ridge Penitentiary. The malevolent forces, sensing the threat posed by the group, intensified their assault. Demonic entities materialized with increasing frequency, and the shadows seemed to writhe in anticipation of the prisoners' arrival. The prison itself had transformed into a nightmarish labyrinth, a convergence of twisted dimensions where time and space warped in unsettling ways. Reality bent and contorted as the prisoners pressed forward, their supernatural abilities now honed to confront the malevolent forces that sought to consume them. In their quest for the heart of the malevolence, the group uncovered forgotten truths about the prison's dark history. Tales of ancient rituals and unspeakable atrocities committed within the prison's walls echoed through the corridors. The malevolent entity, it seemed, had found a willing ally in the twisted energies that had festered within Black Ridge Penitentiary for generations. As the prisoners delved deeper, the shadows whispered secrets that cut through the veil of deception surrounding Warden Colton's pact. They learned that the entity had not only sought dominion over the prison but aimed to use the prisoners as vessels to manifest its full power in the mortal realm. The group faced their own trials, confronting personal demons and reliving traumas that had shaped them. Emma Harper's visions exposed the darkest corners of their souls, forcing them to reconcile with the pain they had carried for so long. It was a crucible of self-discovery, and in their vulnerability, they found strength. Finally, in the heart of the prison, the group confronted the malevolent entity. The spectral figure that had eluded them before manifested in a grotesque form, a swirling mass of darkness that hungered for their essence. The prisoners, standing together in defiance, channeled their supernatural abilities in a desperate attempt to banish the entity back to the spirit realm. The battle between the prisoners and the malevolent entity raged on, each side drawing upon the depths of their power. Victor Stone's illusions wove a tapestry of confusion around the entity, while Maria Ruiz communed with the tortured souls, bolstering the group's strength. David Mercer manipulated the shadows to shield his companions, and Emma Harper, embracing her evolved psychic abilities, delved into the very fabric of the malevolence, seeking its core. In a moment of profound clarity, Emma discovered the true source of the entity's power, a rift in the fabric of reality itself. With the combined might of the group, she channeled energy into the tier, closing the portal that bridged the two realms. The malevolent forces recoiled, a primal scream echoing through the prison as the spectral figure dissipated into the shadows. The prison, once a twisted convergence of dimensions, began to stabilize. The malevolent energies that had plagued Black Ridge Penitentiary for so long dissipated, leaving behind an eerie silence. The prisoners, their ordeal finally at an end, stood amidst the desolation, marked by the trials they had faced and the darkness they had conquered. Warden Colton, oblivious to the battle that had unfolded in the shadowy depths of his prison, continued to revel in his newfound authority. However, the malevolent forces that had once served him turned on their master. The warden, now a puppet of the darkness he had unleashed, became a vessel for the very entity he had sought to control. As the prisoners emerged from the depths of Black Ridge Penitentiary, they were met with a haunting sight. The prison, once a symbol of despair, now stood as a testament to the supernatural struggle that had unfolded within its walls. The malevolent forces had been banished, but the scars they left behind lingered, etched into the very fabric of the prison. The group, forged by the crucible of their harrowing journey, faced a choice. They could disappear into the shadows, embracing the anonymity of the world beyond the prison, or they could use their unique abilities to protect others from the malevolent forces that still lurked in the dark corners of the supernatural realm. As they stepped into the uncertain future, the prisoners understood that the embrace of the abyss had forever changed them. The prison's dark secrets were now their own, and the supernatural abilities that had been both a curse and a blessing would define their existence. The echoes of their shared struggle would resonate through the corridors of their souls, a constant reminder that even in the darkest moments, the power to confront the shadows came from within.